Hey everybody, this is Scoots. This is a new kind of experimental version of Sleep With Me we've never done before. So welcome. These are just bedtime stories from our podcast, Sleep With Me. And to make them feel fresh, these ones are from a couple years ago. So if you're a regular listener, you might get a refresh. And if you're new, these are just bedtime stories from a show called Sleep With Me. They're strange, they're meandering, they're a little bit different. And all this is made possible by listeners like you, regular listeners like you. And so I just want to let you know that's how we're able to put the show out. And so if you are a fan of Sleep With Me, you listen to it on a regular basis, please consider supporting the show. You get ad-free episodes, you get ad-free story-only episodes, tons of other cool stuff at Sleep With Me Plus. That's sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. But if you're in a position and you have some money every month, or you say, hey, maybe I don't watch that streaming service, I'd rather give it to a podcast, think about your favorite podcast. It doesn't have to be Sleep With Me, and support that podcast. If it is Sleep With Me, I consider supporting the show, would be great. But if it isn't, or there's a podcast you listen to way more, brings you a lot of value during the day, please support that podcast. Podcasting's going through a different time right now, and your favorite podcast, the one you get the most out of, could use your support the most. So consider supporting it however they request support. Just check it out, like listen to the show or check out their website, or consider supporting Sleep With Me. If Sleep With Me, you say, oh no, Sleep With Me is the one I listen to the most, sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. Thanks. Friends beyond the binary, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time for a calm and soothing journey. It'll be meandering because, oh boy, am I going to get mixed up. Not direct. No journey on Sleep With Me is direct. Hopefully your journey to dreamland, I make a better, by my indirectness, I give you a better connection to dreamland. Or to rest, or just distraction and a friend in the deep, dark night, a companion on this meandering ride. I'll be the conductor and your companion here, but I can sit all the way on the other side of the train if needed. Or just up with I'll sit up with the conductor. And you may be confused. That probably means you're in the right place because it's time for Sleep With Me, the podcast that puts you to sleep. Hey, everybody, this is Scoots. This is a quick message here. If you get a lot out of Sleep With Me, if you're a regular listener, you like these new things we're trying out, like the story-only version of the show. If you're new, don't worry about any of this. But if you're a regular listener of Sleep With Me, or you're a regular listener of any podcast, if you have a favorite podcast, and it's not Sleep With Me, that's totally cool. If you have podcasts you listen to way more, or you get way more value out of, I totally understand that. Consider supporting that podcast. Podcasting as an industry is kind of going through a weird phase right now. Direct support from listeners is going to be, it seems like it's going to be the future of most shows. And so consider supporting the podcast you really love. And you could do that. You could find out, you could listen to the show and see how they ask to be supported. Or reach out to them and say, hey, how can I support you? Or if you can't afford, a few dollars a month, you say, hey, how else can I support you? But if Sleep With Me is the one, Sleep With Me Plus is the best way to support Sleep With Me. Sign up for Sleep With Me Plus. Not only you get unbelievably sweet different ways to listen to the show, but it's a huge help for us to be able to do stuff like this. But yeah, think about what your favorite podcast is, and then go ahead and go to their website, or if you already know how they like to be supported, support that show. Thanks and good night. All right, everybody, Scoots here, and you might have heard me talking in the intro. I had like this idea. I think the intro was, and I said, well, I'd like to lock this idea down, but it's probably already a thing. CatsChasingStuff.com. And so what I did was I called up the Kuzak family, and I told them about my idea, and they said, well, because they said, you're designers, you've been on the show a few times, this is maybe, could we work? And they said, well, tell us more. And I said, well, if it was a website, it would be, constant videos of cats chasing stuff around. And they said, well, that's called YouTube. And I said, oh. And then I said, well, And they said, what would our role in it be? And I said, well, like, and they said, right. And I said, because I said, well, and they said, tell us more and I said, then I just tell you everything you need to hear in those mumbles. And they said, yeah, but we need you to understand it better. And I said, well, and I already realized they got me in what can be a universal moment, or a universal moment we kind of are both participate in on both ends of it. And I know a lot of you are younger than me, so you haven't really talked on a telephone before, like, what do you call that, a landline. And, unfortunately, the days of newspapers have kind of waned of people reading the newspaper at home, but there are very similar things, which we're going to see here coming up, which I guess is a spoiler that we did work something out with the Kuzaks, but it's the memory. It usually happens on the phone, but it can happen in person. Though in person, the person you're talking to has an advantage of body language and facial expressions and sound effects and stuff, and a little bit more context. But it's when someone, and there's a long form of this, which kids do a lot, and it gets joked about, like they give you a recap. And I've talked about this before, that is an inspiration. Is like they give you a recap of a book or a movie that's longer. They say, wow, you should have seen this episode of Buffy. Can't wait to tell you about it. And then they say, well, then 2 hours later, you say, wasn't the episode, and you say, oh, I love you so much. Thanks for sharing. That's what I should say. But the smaller one is like when someone tries to explain something to you on the phone that's funny to them. And I guess like when it's in person, I know it does. I'm not a good person. So let's just put that out there. I'm not perfect. Okay. I'm not always generous and kind. When they explain to you what a YouTube video is, and then they show it to you, and then they keep going, you say, okay, can you just text me the link when I can but what I was thinking of is, and I won't name the friend, but we used to always joke, is that he would we would get on the phone. This is just a childhood I lived in. I love talking on the phone, and particularly middle school and high school with people. But one of my friends, I would talk to him on the phone. He would talk to our other friends on the phone. We didn't have group chat or whatever. But he would always, he would love to explain, like, the latest, that day's Calvin and Hobbes. And he would walk us through the panels, each person, I guess, or whatever person he thought would make it. It was always one of those things where it doesn't translate to the telephone. A Calvin and Hobbes comic strip, and also your personal relationship with it. Like, I guess that would be the healthy way to say, whoa, just tell me about how it impacted you. Oh, boy, you sound excited about that comic strip. I mean, I guess a more rounded person would say, oh, okay, tell me more about what you enjoyed about it. But usually they would say, okay, so in the first strip, like, Calvin's in a wagon, right? That wagon, and he's pretending. Oh, no, that's the second strip. No, that's the last. Oh, sorry, I don't have it in front of me. And then so in the first strip, Calvin's in oh no, that was a Peanuts comic. That's how I guess I would do it. And you see, and then Hobbes says, in all wagons must, eventually all wagons need someone to pull, like, I don't know, could you end cute, like, where it's like in every wagon needs a friend to pull it. That would be the end of a Calvin and Hobbes book, or the week, or any other comic. Far Side. I don't even know what, those are the ubiquitous comic strips. It was like Calvin and Hobbes, Far Side, Bizarro, and then the Doonesbury ones. Boondocks. I guess like Bizarro and Boondocks would be the most modern. See, I've heard of those two, Scoots, but none of the other ones you talk. I say, okay, understandable. I understand. Anyway, so in that vein, so we've all experienced that, and we've all done it before. We probably don't even know we're doing it. You say, oh boy, So, I've always thought that was be perfect for a sleep podcast, but I never had the right context until I called the Kuzaks, and they said, no, thank you. But they said, we do have a cousin, Luke, who is a lot like you, and Luke loves cat memes. So maybe you could have Luke on to just describe cat memes to people, or cats that could be memed. And I said, okay, sounds good. So I guess without further ado now, I'd like to introduce Luke Kuzak of the Kuzak family. Cousin Luke, they call him. Sorry, I got to boot up my Notion workspace here first, so I got everything for Luke to go on. Okay, so here we go, Luke. So without further ado, you got Luke Kuzak of the Kuzak family. Take it away, Luke. Oh, thanks, Scooter. Really, I feel like you and I are so closely related, and I'm really excited to talk about these cat memes and memeable cats, because it's just something, that's been around and is important to me. So we're going to start out at suddenlycat.com, so that way everybody can reference these later on. And we're given, okay, this is, I guess, where we're going to start. And this one is called the 10 Most Famous Cat Memes as of 2020. Sorry, Luke, I don't want to interrupt you, but I forgot that it was I got carried away. I wanted to dedicate this episode to Smush and Shannon, Smush the cat, and Shannon, because... Smush's mom, because, they listen to podcasts sometimes. And, when you talk about cutest cats, or cats that I have the most familiarity with on the internet, like famous internet cats, Smush is the most famous cat to me. And also Smush and Shannon are really nice. So thanks. So this goes out to them, hopefully, but I don't know how it's going to go. That's another reason why I kind of forgot to dedicate it to them, because I haven't heard you in action, Luke. Thanks, Scooter. I'm sure you haven't heard me in action at all. But we're going through the 10 most famous cat memes as of 2020 from Suddenly Cat. That's where we're starting. And, of course, it makes you think of Grumpy Cat, which makes me think of Scooter, which makes me think of Rocky the cat, another cat way up there in the great place where cats, where cats roam, if they want to, roam around the world, is Rocky the cat, who Scooter worked with for a while, even though Scooter's allergic to cats. So that's like Rocky and... Grumpy Cat looked a lot alike. They're the same type of cat. And Rocky was a bit of a grouch. So it opens with number 10, which is a cat that somebody put some human hands, like Halloween hands on. And then that became a thing. This cat looks particularly exasperated. So it kind of looks like it's a cat that looks like it's frowning, I guess. This is Scooter. This is going to be tougher than I thought it was. Then there's number 9, an overly attached cat. Now, this cat, it looks like its eyes may be faked. Its pupils are fully dilated, and it has a very cute pink nose. Its ears are back because its eyes are open so wide. And it looks like it has a bit of a smile, but kind of an expectant smile, which kind of plays into the meme, which is the cat is overly attached. So it did something really nice for you, but that probably wasn't as respectful of your boundaries as a cat should be. So a lot of the memes play on that, and they're pretty funny. It says here it's as old as 2014 or even earlier. Wide-eye cat, that has been photoshopped to smile, giving it an extra eager look. That's from suddenlycat.com. And it says it also plays because the cat looks so cute, but a little bit, I guess it has like a little bit of naive, like, oh, I didn't realize that would bother you. But you say, did you not really realize that? And then number 8 is a cat which is a cat, like I can't say, like a cat that's been slightly surprised in like October type way. Some would say scaredy cat, but without the Y. And this one, according to the article, became prominent in 2010. It's grown over the years, peaked in 2019. And it's a cat. It looks like it may be photoshopped as well because we're not fully dilated pupils, but the pupils are kind of like olives looking down. And then the cat has a look like it's been surprised. Its ears are up. So it has a look like, oh boy, did you just surprise me in a non-positive way. But usually, I don't know, I guess it can just, some of the memes kind of seem to play on just that fact. And then some have more, like a bit more of a punchline. Some are simple, straightforward punchline, and some are not. Fairly simple yet effective, funny meme due to the easy usage for a myriad of situations. Then the next one, so I never saw this one either. This is a cat with a coffee poo. Cat with coffee poo. And the cat is going up a set of wooden stairs. It looks like the kind of stairs you'd have going down in the East Coast. I don't know, in the Midwest if you have basements. We don't have them in California, really. But where you go down the wooden plank stairs. But the cat's going up the stairs, unless it's going down in reverse. And it looks like it's coughing. Even its tongue is coming out. This is a cat that 2018 was posted. It's a photoshopped cat. And the first meme, according to this, was this, like, hey, this is what like how little kids cough. And, it's not trying to cover its mouth. And it became very popular. It even got, made into different products. And it's kind of cute, but it is like... It kind of looks like a toddler coughing. It does. Then we have another wide-eyed cat. This one has your typical cat eyes. They're not dilated. They're like whatever the opposite of dilated is. And they are in the cat eye type shape as opposed to round. Maybe that's a giveaway. I don't know. I don't know anything about cat eyes. But this one is another cat under like a little ANXIETY cat. This goes all the way back to a demotivational poster from 2007. Its eyes are wide, but its pupils aren't dilated. The cat is, it has like a kind of like a midnight type of fur. One ear is, its ears are going back, and it's like, oh no, I hit send would be what the look you might have on your face, or they kind of say, oh boy. It's popularized with the yellow and purple background on Tumblr, peaked in 2011 on Tumblr. Meme usually starts with a situation and then it plays off the cat's reaction. And it's popular because many of the reactions or feelings are exaggerated, but also relatable, which was what makes it funny. And the cat's also cute. It looks like it's sitting up straight, too, but it's only showing the cat's head as opposed to, like, the cat's head's cropped out. It's cropped into a different situation. As I said, like the purple, like those purple motivational posters or whatever. And next one up here is cat with watering eyes. Cat's a little down. And this meme first appeared in 2014, not from an anonymous meme generator, reached its peak in 2019. The original features a cat, which is photoshopped, according to this, to look teary-eyed and inconsolable. But it became a trend that featured other cats, and it exaggerated. This, I like how I explained. This has even helped me explain why it's funny. Exaggerates sadness. This is quoting from suddenlycat.com of everyday experiences that people can easily relate to. So it just, this is similar to, well, I guess maybe not similar to the Michael Jordan. Sometimes it's similar. But yeah, it might say like this one. For I don't know if this is the original. Oh, this is linking to something from Know Your Meme, which I guess we could go to next after we get through this, even though I have a lot of other stuff ready for you, Scooter. But yeah, like when a TV show, final episode of a TV show, when you're down and you can relate, that's a cat that could express your feelings for you. Next one is a mouth breather, but it's not a mouth breather because the cat seems like it's a nose breather, but it's called the heavy breathing cat. This is a big poofy cat. I would say jowly because I don't know how else to describe it. It's looking up like when people some people do their profile pictures that way. I don't know what it's called when you're looking up at like you're pretending to look up at some floating heavenly object or whatever, but you're looking off to the side. So you're not looking at the camera. You're looking up to the upper left or the upper right of the camera. Usually, sometimes it'd be like somebody that's running for something or kind of, I don't know, real. And I don't know how to describe it because I'm not good at describing stuff. But then underneath it says heavy breathing. So you put the meme on top. Appearing in late 2013, reaching peak popularity in March 2014, this meme was often used in response to mouth-watering food because it just has the cat with a breathing thing. But then it's been repurposed, to say like, oh, if you're talking to somebody when you're somebody you have a crush on. A lot of the cat memes are based on, running into somebody you have a crush on. Then we got number 3 is polite cat. And this cat is looking up it's on a wooden floor or a wooden table. And it's looking up, it has dilated pupils. So I guess that is photoshopped. Maybe. The cat has like its mouth is perfect in a perfectly straight line. And it's giving full attention, even though it's lying down looking up. And this is from 2018. We got gathered like a bunch of points on one site. People liked how polite it looked and started to create multiple variations as a photograph. Doesn't say it's Photoshop, but then other people created other versions of the cat, like about acting nice when you don't want to, suck it up, according to suddenlycat.com. Oh, and though the cat's Photoshop face is a little unnatural, it sums up how one feels in the circumstances. So forced politeness cat, I would say. Then grumpy cat, the famous one, tartar sauce. 2012 on Reddit. Then 1 million views on Imager. And some of the previous entries were photoshopped, but Tartar just has an extremely grumpy face, which is why the cat became a legend. And there's like a lot of, even the first meme is very funny about Valentine's Day and saying, just remember that every day is like that. Eventually had a website, social media accounts, over 1 million followers, and then went to the great cat place in the sky. That was number 2, because number 1 is still going, I think. And that's RHBH. Is that what it is? I don't know. Real RHOBH. Person raising their voice and pointing at cats. And if you've used it, that's like from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Taylor, season 2. That was December 2011 is the first picture. And she seems very upset with somebody, and she's pointing and kind of crying. And then a cat named Smudge is sitting at a proper fancy table. That picture's from 2018. Which was already popular because it looks like the cat, Smudge, is like sitting down. Looks like some sort of a salad type dish. Now that I'm looking at it, it doesn't look like a fancy table. It's got but it looks fancy for a cat. But it was in 2019 that the two items were put together by Missing a Girl. And that's where it blew up and just got more and more popular and used as a meme. It got memeified, I guess. And let's have another, I'll explain it through somebody explaining it. The meme was used to depict exaggerated reactions in a dumbfounded person listening, or someone pretending to be dumbfounded. However, it's also evolved as a response to poorly thought out signs. So that's the first list we have. I don't know if we should click through here to this Know Your Meme Cat thing, just because I don't want to get too distracted, but I do want to see what it is. So let's just see what comes up. KnowYourMeme.com. Oh, this one is just crying cat images. So it's a lot of crying cat images, but Scooter has us, working here. So I do want to respect that. The next one we'll go into is just a Pinterest pin. And hopefully it opens up. I don't know. It did not. So let me figure out how to do this here, Scooter. Okay, there we go here. Maybe not, though. Okay, so this one is from Cheeseburgers. It's a Pinterest pin from Cheeseburger. Oh, no, but this is going to be another more like it because we don't have the, So this will be good because Scooter said, yeah, this is interesting. So we'll just put this link. There's the first one is a cat with its eyes closed in the profile. The cat has very big ears and it has headphones in and it's sleeping. So you could put almost anything. Cute, peaceful look on its face. Then there's a cat that's been photoshopped to look like a muscle-bound person, like a cute cat face on a muscle-bound person. There's a lot of these ones. I call them standing cat images. There's another one where the cat looks almost like a weeble wobble and its feet are poking out. It's very tubular. And it's looking down a little bit like if it got dressed up in some sort of suit and then said, okay, now you got to go down like some sort of ceremony they have to attend that they don't want to. Then we got a couple cat and parrot pictures here. One is a parrot standing upright, looking out, and the parrot is on the inside. And there's a cat on the outside ready to rumble. But the cat, there's a big glass door between them. So the parrot has a stern look on its face because I think it's aware of that it is in a safe place. And the cat may be less aware or it says, I'm waiting. Then there's a cuter version, which is what looks like a parrot giving a piggyback ride to a kitten. And the kitten's eyes are kind of wide, and it is on the back of a parrot. It looks peaceful, but I don't know, if it is. Then we have some cats together memes, or pictures. These are just pictures that could be memed one day. These two are two cats sitting on a piece of IKEA furniture in front of other stuff. One cat is a little bit shorter. It's leaning back, like it's been taken aback, or it's thinking of what the other cat said, which is kind of like a tigery type cat who's leaning forward. I don't know. It doesn't look quite like it's mansplaining or cat-splaining, but it could be. Then we have two cats underneath a sink. Like one cat seemed like it was about to have a drink of water. Its face is turned towards us. But then there's another cat licking from the faucet with its head on top of the other cat, like kind of cutting it off. And the cat on the bottom says, I was just trying to drink some water. Now you're putting your head on me and taking the water I was about to drink. Kind of like a sibling rivalry type moment. Then we have two cats sitting. Scooter, I don't know. Is this still working? Yeah, keep going. I think it's. I'm barely. Oh, here's one of a cat. It looks like its eyes are photoshopped. That it's a little sad, and it's taking a bite of pepperoni pizza. Looks a little bit too fake. Then Smudge, just Smudge. Then one of a cat in a big flower, a cat or a kitten poking its head out of a flower pot, and another one like its paws up on the flower pot looking in. Another sibling rivalry. These could be kittens. There's three. Oh no, there's 4 cats in this picture. But there's one cat looking at the camera, and it has a very human face or expression, but it's sitting on top of a cat with its hands over the other cat's eyes. Kind of like, looks like they were either play fighting or it's just like, hey, I'm going to use you as my thing. Then there's 2 other cats still in the background sleeping. Some of these are like videos that are even more sleepy if you don't watch the video. There's one of a cat in bed, and then there's some sort of dancing, but it's not dancing for us, lighted up cactus with eyes. So I'm sure the cat's about to go after it. Then there's a cat like dressed up, standing with its hands on its hips. I think that's part of the outfit. Like the outfit's put on the front of the cat. So it looks like, I don't know, it has some sort of, it has a blue, but the cat is saying, I don't know. It's interesting. Then there's another cat with its fake polite smile, that thing. I see that crying at, there's a cat like that looks like a baked potato. And, it also has butter on it, and it's sitting in a foil bed, and it's crying. Then there's a cat that looks like it's shouting, and its arms are wide. And it's saying, hey, what in the hey. There's one, some of these can't be real, Scooter. There's a crying chihuahua. There's a cat staring at a Christmas tree bulb. And, okay, hey, Luke, let's go to another one with a little bit more. I don't mean to interrupt you, but I got it, Scooter. I got it. I was getting like too Calvin and Hobbesy, huh? Yeah, why don't you bring up your next website that you did your research on? Okay, thanks, Scooter. This is from petnaturals.com blog of Vermont from 2013. And it's their picks for the 10 best cat memes of all time. And the first one is Happy Cat. It's a gray cat. It looks very happy, very famous. This is number 1 they started with. And it's the one that says, I can has a cheeseburger. Or you could do it in more of its voice. It's from a series where cats use lul speak, from 2007, and that's number 1. Number 2 is Grumpy Cat, and this one they're saying, I had fun once. It was awful. And Grumpy Cat's actually in the lap is like someone in jean shorts, at least in that one. 3 is one of the favorites here at Pet Naturals, also known as Sophisticated Cat. They call it I Should Buy a Boat Cat. And it's a cat in a 3-piece suit with a tea and a newspaper, sitting up, looking forward, thinking. And it says, I should buy a boat. And they also like that it has anthropomorphic quality. The next one is Invisible Bike Cat, which, according to Pet Naturals, spurred a whole slew of invisible memes, invisible high jump, invisible shopping cart, invisible sandwich. But this one, the cat must be jumping, and it's in front of a mirror, which I think adds to it. But it looks like it's in mid-jump that it's riding an invisible bike, maybe even an invisible, what are those things called, a unicycle or something? Or one of the big, something like that. Number 5 on Pet Naturals is Colonel Meow. This is a very long-haired gray cat, and it says, yes, I am judging you. Its eyes are narrowed. It has like a nocturnal quality to the cat, like it might be flying through the night, on wings at night, but very furry. So popular, it was interviewed by Anderson Cooper. Then there's chemistry cats, and they say not sure where this came from, but it's like a meme that provides opportunity to make corny jokes. So the cat has bow tie and glasses on, round Harry Potter-esque glasses. It's a furry, kind of, I don't know what color you'd call that, eggshell-colored cat. Back behind it is a chalkboard with a bunch of stuff on there, including milk squared, mouse over divided by cheese squared over something cubed, and then in front of the cat is a notebook where similar, taking notes to what's on there, a little dog or toy or something, and then different beakers and tubes and stuff with different liquids. And this one's funny. It says, trying to think of a good chemistry pun. Then it has chemistry cat, and it says, all the good ones argon, agron. So that one's funny. Then cat holding another cat, holding it back, and they're in front of like what looks like a wheelbarrow or a bike holder, and it says, don't do it, Carl. And the one cat it looks like it has its arms around the cat. It only has one arm around it, but the cat's back makes it look like another arm, like it's holding the cat around with both its arms. It's very cute. Both cats are looking at something off camera. It says, don't do it, Carl. You're on your 9th life. Adorable meme, the Pet Naturals calls it. Looking in the same direction. Limitless array of potential meme captions in addition to don't chase, another one of their favorites is, don't chase the laser, Carl. It's what the humans want. Next up is business cats. This is a classic. It's another poster one. Cat's wide-eyed. It has a collar and a tie on, and like wide-eyed sitting up. And the meme they chose is, I need you to stay late tonight. And then business cat's staring just to the left of us. And it says, we really have to catch that red dot. And like, you could be saying okay or whatever. Business cat is a classic, could not be left off our list. Then next one, number 9, is ceiling cat, which is like a piece of wallboard. It looks like it's a ceiling, but it could be just wallboard. And it's looking through there. It's looking through a square hole in the wallboard or the ceiling. And it's staring down like, Heidi ho, neighbor, or whatever. But it says, ceiling cat is watching you, neighborino. And Pat Natural says, a popular cat meme features a feline peering through a hole in the ceiling. It also spawned a similar character, basement cat. Fans of this meme may be surprised to learn that's looking through a hole in sheetrock. Figured that out. But it does look like it's looking down on us from the ceiling. And the last one is called a hipster kitty. So this is pretty dated, I think. But it's, let me read this one. I've never seen this one before. Hipster kitty has been reblogged hundreds of times. According to Know Your Meme, it has spawned over 800 variations. This image, created by Craig Wheat, a Portland artist, is parroting. So it's a cat, and it's set against a two solid color backdrop. And the cat seems to have glasses and a hood scarf on. And it says 87 degrees. Let me get my scarf. So you'll have to excuse me as like, I don't get that one. But I don't know. Are they saying that hipsters are always cold, or I don't know. So that's Pet Naturals. Then we're going to go to Best Life Online's 100 funniest meme cats ever. Maybe we should save that one for the end. Yeah, we'll go to boredpanda.com. This one's from 9 months ago. And it's like 30th of the funniest internet famous cat pics, but they're illustrated by Tactoon Cat. So then again, you can enjoy it on two levels. And the first one is a cat standing up straight and very straight. Its arms are down. It's a very thin cat, and it looks like it's getting written a ticket from like a parking person. And this one says, kitten memes are versatile. This is from Bored Panda. Some, different ones. It doesn't really say anything, but the second one is a cat up against a mirror. Maybe its mouth is so wide, like it's hugging itself, but hugging itself from a cat it hasn't seen in 100 years. Or that it's like it just won some giant award. The cat's face could be described as unbelievably ecstatic. And it's pressed up against the mirror. Both its arms are wide, so... And then, yeah, it's cool to see it illustrated in these illustrations. Number 3 is a cat under a bed, looking through the bed, like its eyes are perfectly lined up with... This one gets funnier, actually, Scooter, the more I look at it. So the cat is underneath the bed, and then it's lined up with, like, 2 holes in the bed frame, where it's an adjustable bed frame. So the cat's, like, looking straight through the holes at us. And, I'm watching you, or we're playing, or it could be like you could do a hide and seek meme, or you could just laugh at it. According to Bored Panda, Tactoon Cat creates cat drawings almost daily, has 115 followers. First posted their first drawing in 2019. The next one is a cat looking up at a bird. It looks like it's outside by an outdoor outlet, and it's a all black midnight cat. It's sitting on all 4 paws, and that's staring up, in a like white to off-white type parrot type bird is sitting on its head, looking at the cat too. And the cat's like, "What the heck? Don't go number 2." Kind of is the look on its face. The next one, this is an amazing one I've never seen before too, Scooter. This is a boot of a car. Or not a boot, but a hatchback full of, what do they say, not pumpkins, watermelons. And the more rounded watermelons, not as much oblong watermelons. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 that you can see. So there's presumably 20 or more watermelons. There's a coffee mug, and then there's other stuff. Like the people are going on a road trip to a picnic, and they're in charge of bringing the watermelons, maybe a pool noodle or something. And the cat, then there's a cat standing, and one hand is on a watermelon, and the cat's standing like where the latch would come down for the what do you call it? And there's even a broomstick holding up the hatchback for the cat's, loving the cat's safety. But the cat has the most aggressive look on its face I've ever seen. Like, it's a guardian of the watermelon cat. And that the cat is smart enough to realize how, like, delicate the watermelons are. So that one's pretty cute. Then there's another one. The next one is like a gray cat. A human's holding its arm. Almost looks like you could infer that the human's pulling the cat away, or that it's just holding the cat at a distance. Or I would, like, if there wasn't what's below the cat, I'd say, oh, it's teaching the cat how to dance. And actually, the cartoons are cool. You should look at them because they have kind of a different take kind of on the expressions, or like you say, oh, that's how you were seeing it. I see it differently kind of thing, which is cool. But the cat's looking down. It's standing on like what looks like a fresh catch of fish, like straight from the sea. But the cat cannot reach the fish because of the way the human is holding it and that the cat's standing up on two legs. So the cat's kind of just staring at the fish like in a forlorn way, like because the human's keeping him away from it. Then I don't know how many are we doing, 10 of these? The next one is like so cute, I can't even believe it exists. It's is that a goose or a duck? I think it's a duck, a white duck. It's got a big bill. Webbed feet. It's leaning forward towards the camera, and on its back is a scrawny baby kitten saying, "Let's go for a ride," fly, come on. It's so cute. Or it said, "Wherever you're going, I'm going." Then the next one is a cat outdoors, and like what looks like, and this is just my projection, a very like a nice, like outdoor area. Just all you can see is a fence and some a few different plants. But this really looks like somebody that takes care of their yard, or it's at a museum or something. Or at least I don't live there. There's a plant like that starts with an S that's good for air. There's some wheat. It looks like maybe a baby maple or something. There's grass. There's rocks. There's lights. But the cat itself is an extremely furry, I don't know if that's what tabby is, or brindle. I don't know, that's what they always say my color my dog is, brindle. And I say, sorry, I don't know what that means. But the cat is so furry that you can't delineate any of its body shape. And the cat is clearly crying out. Now, it could be singing horribly off key. That would be the softer way to interpret it. Or it could have just learned, say that person you had a crush on, just married your best friend or whatever, something like that. Or you just dropped, you just bought a phone and then you dropped it on a rock kind of look. But also that it could be singing is another way to do it, to say that's the softer one. The next one, holy mackerel, I've never seen this one either. In the comment says, proves that cats are liquid, which is a great descriptor. So this is a plastic, like a plastic drawer from some sort of not even IKEA level furniture, like one of the ones you even have before you get IKEA furniture that I still have stuff of. That's like you get it somewhere else that's just like all plastic, like a clear plastic drawer. And, but the cat is in the drawer looking up, and it's so furry that it looks like it's liquefied, and it has this look on its face that is just, and you can see one of its teeth poking out. It's just very funny. I know this is so sleepy because it doesn't interpret. Oh, we still have more. Okay, I don't know if this is a top 20 list. The next one is a gentleman sitting on his kitchen floor, and a kitten is eating or drinking, and he's so happy. His hands are just like up against his chin, and he's leaning in, and he just has full joy, like watching the cat eat. The next one is a cat on a couch reaching out with two arms, and its cat food is on the floor out of its reach. It's like the cat is so, like we've all done that. You try to reach for your drink and you're on the couch and you can't reach it. And you're like, oh, like the cat is trying to reach for its food so it can eat on the couch and watch TV or something, and it can't quite reach it. The next one, someone put laser kitty. I've never seen this one, but it's a big cat, or very furry cat. On its back on a what do you call those? Like not like a floor that could be wooden, or it could be whatever you call linoleum, laminate they call it. And the cat is like looking at the camera with a wild cat look, but on its belly is like either a beam of sunlight or flashlight or laser. Not a laser. It looks like some sort of a super laser. But it does look like it could be sunlight just because it's really lighting the cat up. And the cat looks like it's enjoying it. Then we have the cat, the OSHIT cat-esque thing, but this cat is caught in the blinds, like it maybe made a jump or something. It's hanging exactly from the blinds, like on its belly down, so it's halfway through the blinds. The next one is a cat with its front legs shaved, so it just looks like I don't know. The person, the commenter, put short skirt cat. Okay, the next one after that is a cat with gigantic teeth. This one is cute. I like this one a lot. So there's a pumpkin in the foreground. The pumpkin has a very long stem, and then the cat has its head sideways and is like biting on the stem, like almost like it's using it to clean its teeth or to practice, just like because it's enjoying it. I mean, the cat definitely looks like it's enjoying it. And the cat just has really big teeth. But it also is like, for someone with like, because I used to always, I chew on stuff all the time. I get it. I say, I get this. I get you, man. Okay, number 16 is a cat sitting in a tree. Very furry cat. It's like sitting spread around. Can't even see. You can only see its bottom legs. I think its arms are up against it, and it's asleep like in the crook of a tree with its head against the. It's perfectly nestled, I would say, and its head's against the what is that? The trunk? Did I say that? Yeah. Okay, a couple more here. The next one is a cat that looks like it's singing into a microphone. Its mouth is open, and it's in front of a microphone, and it looks like it's singing. It's very cute, though. Sorry, I lost a page there. That was so cute. My thumb misfired. Oh, this is 30. We won't make it through all 30. But we'll go to 20, and then you can link through and see it yourself, because Scooter only told, So the cat looks like it's singing. That one's cute. Then 18 is a cat, a kitten, not a cat. It looks like it's in a car above a box, and it has, what is that thing called? Like that people lie down in and they can sleep in there. Not a ukulele and not an umbrella. Oh, I forgot what it's called. Hammock, but it's like a mask, that a lot of people are familiar with now. And the kitten's in the mask is sleeping like it's a hammock, and it's so cute and peaceful. Then the next one, oh boy, that one we got to skip because it's like, it looks like a cat posing for a magazine that don't exist anymore. Then the next one, perfect one to end on, is a cat looking up past the camera expectantly at someone with not just an innocent look on its face, but like, I don't even know how to describe the look on its face, but hanging from its lower lip is like some sort of salamander. And I don't know, it's not like the cat is covering it up. It's like, almost like, what do you mean there's a salamander or something? I don't have anything, I wasn't in your pet salamander collection. And I guess we do have to do 21 because it's so lovely. So 21 is a kitten in a sink, covered in foam, holding on to the sink with a smile on its face saying, I love getting a tubby, which is rare. It just looks like a perfectly happy cat covered in foam. So that's it. And Scooter told me, and just if you're still here, think of that happy cat in the foam, enjoying its tubby, and think of that kitten rocking back and forth in its hammock, slowly drifting off into dreamland. Good night. All right, I want to thank everybody who became a patron recently. Sam, C, and Christine, thank you, thanks, and good night. Caitlin, Marie, and Dave, thank you, thanks, and good night. Colin, Ree, and Dante, thank you, thanks, and good night. Bonnie, David, and Amber, thank you, thanks, and good night. Liz, David C, and David S, thank you, thanks, and good night. Brian, Charlotte, and Donald. Thank you. Thanks, and good night. Kathy, Brendan, and Sammy. Thank you. Thanks, and good night. Tammy, Emma, and Jessica. Thank you. Thanks, and good night. Maureen, Cassandra, and Sarah. Thank you. Thanks, and good night. Effie, Rich, and Luke. Thank you. Thanks, and good night. Katie, Haley, and Chris. Thank you. Thanks, and good night. Catherine, Rebecca, and John. Thank you. Thanks, and good night. Margaret, Catherine, and Christine. Thank you. Thanks, and good night. Elizabeth S., Elizabeth, and Laura. Thank you. Thanks, and good night. Katie, Shayna, and Lachlan. Thank you. Thanks, and good night. LKC, Lewis, and Jacqueline. Thank you. Thanks, and good night. And I. Thanks, and good night. Thanks, everybody, for supporting the show. And the Sleep With Me exists because of people who support the show directly, either sponsors or by being a member or patron. And we grow as a show by people spreading the word, not just about Sleep With Me, but about podcasts in general. So spreading the word about podcasts is huge. And that's it. What do you say? Oh, I tell you a little bit about the referral program here. Thanks. Hey, everybody, this is Scoots with like a tuck-you-in message here for our bedtime story podcast. We're trying out, and I kind of said this, free way to support Sleep With Me and bedtime stories from Sleep With Me is join our referral program, sleepwithmepodcast.com/refer, R-E-F-E-R. You get rewarded for introducing people to the free version of Sleep With Me, including access to Sleep With Me Plus. But most of all, just think about what your favorite podcast is or one of your favorite podcasts, and then support that podcast. It doesn't have to be Sleep With Me, but just to support your favorite podcast because they could use your support right now. And if you decide, Sleep With Me is actually my favorite podcast, well, wow, I'm blushing, seriously, even though it's imaginary here in this context, and support it at sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. Or listen to a show you love and see how they want to be supported. Thanks.